Hello, this is David Dean, and this is a count update video. It won't be a gameplay video. What I'm really focusing on here is just letting people know where my count currently is in the game as I go from Plankerton into Canny Valley. And I also will be talking a lot about my last account was a no cash account, and I did an account update on that at the same time in the game, which you can find that video down in the description. And I was at home base level 27 on the no cash account, and there's a lot of differences. I actually kind of enjoyed doing the no cash account better, but I wanted to really showcase heroes this time, so I put a little bit of money into the game to get some more heroes, and boy did I. On my other account, I had, at this point of the game, 1 mythic hero, 1 legendary hero, and 3 epic heroes. And on this one, as you can see, I got 4 mythics, about 17 legendary, and 16 epics. Which means I'm always scrambling for more hero XP just to level them up, and I've actually been targeting missions according to what experience points they give, because I want hero XP in order to level up as many different heroes to show off to you guys in my videos. But actually, let's break this down since we have so many. What I like, what I want to level up in the future, and all that good stuff. Even though this guy is epic, I leveled him up right from the beginning because I love using as my main character when soloing Enforcer Grizzly. So this guy has the bonus that gives Teddy 5 extra seconds duration, and you have to 2-star him in order to get that. And I may be using some flux to get him up to level legendary, and then playing him every once in a while, because you really don't see people playing Commando, and it's not as bad as it used to be. It's still probably not one of the top tier ones, but I definitely want to try him out in a future video. Heroes I absolutely love. The Raider, which recently came out. This is a shotgun specialist, and I love shotguns. Mainly the Dragoon double barrel one, which is currently out with the event. Yeah, you can just clear out Husk in a heartbeat. The other thing is she has reloading a weapon increases run speed by 30%. Well, the Dragoon, you reload after every single shot. So when you're fighting Husk, you are at a constant plus 30% run speed, which I enjoy fast gameplay. So that is awesome. One of the ones I will be hopefully leveling up very soon is MGR. She specializes in grenades and just does an insane amount of area effect damage with her grenades, and really looking forward to getting her up and playing her in the future. I do have Urban Assault Soldier, which usually that is the #1 hero people talk about as far as fun to play and being powerful. And I agree with that, but to me she's also kind of boring. If you notice my gameplay, I don't spend a lot of time shooting. I rely on my abilities, my gadgets, and my traps to do a lot of the damage. And while I can have blast playing a shotgun specialist, I just don't have as much fun playing Urban Assault. But definitely for new players, I would recommend Urban Assault, just because she can use any weapon and get her weapon bonuses on it, as opposed to the Raider, who only gets bonuses with the shotguns. And then as far as other ones I got here, I leveled up the Survivalist to play. And actually, I hate they put the description at the bottom. Tough soldier who rapidly heals themselves by defeating enemies. To me, he was just kind of average. Centurion uses debilitating shots and Warcry to dramatically boost the damage of the squad. So for her, the main thing about her is buffing her teammates and defenders to do more damage, and then whatever damage she does reduces the damage resistance of the target. So she is awesome in teams, but I do a lot of soloing, so really wouldn't be using her too much. I need to go ahead and retire the second one. I'll do that later. Rescue Trooper. Well-rounded mix of assault rifle perks, survivability, and ammo efficiency. A great if you really love using a assault weapon. But I would actually, if you enjoy playing her, you would probably enjoy playing the Urban Assault even more so. Special Forces, another assault rifle specialist who's bolstered with skills with Warcry. Once again, I just feel Urban, if you're going to focus on weapons like the assault rifle, Urban Assault. And then finally, Support Specialist. Once again, Warcry, focus, and ammo efficiency. Great to use in a group with that enhanced Warcry. But nah, my main soldier heroes that I love to play and would recommend playing would be the Raider, the Urban Assault, and MGR. Just phenomenal soldiers. And actually, I'm going to hop over to Outlander before we do the other ones in order. Outlander I am loving lately because basically they are the jack of all trades and kind of master of none. Because they are great gatherers. If you're soloing, you need to be gathering materials to build trap tunnels and other things. And they also do a ton of ability damage. And they've really come into their own. They really had issues when the game first started, and I'm just loving them now. As I said, my number one guy for soloing is the Enforcer Grizzly. The reason I love using the Teddy so much is I can throw it down, it can clear out the husks coming in, and then I'm free to go do whatever I need to do in another location. So I can go build a trap tunnel that got blown up, or build just a new trap tunnel really fast, or I can go and take out the husks coming in from a different direction. And I love having that, dropping that Teddy, and then if things really go wrong, I can also drop the turret and basically have the rise of the machines, where you got the Teddy and the turret just taking down husks left and right, once again freeing me up to do whatever I need to elsewhere on the battlefield. I highly recommend leveling up Striker AC, if nothing else, to 3 stars, and use him for gathering. He does have a good ability to do damage with his kinetic punch, with his anti-material charge, but he's really not the greatest damage dealer in the game. He is the best for getting almost all resources except for herbs and bacon. Because usually you don't get those from destroying things. And this guy is great at destroying massive amounts of materials to give you materials for building walls and building your traps. Striker AC is definitely one of my must-have heroes, but I don't use them when grouping with people. I just use them to gather up materials whenever I'm running low. The new current field agent Rio. She is awesome. She's focused on damage. Everything we will be talking here, let's see, the Ranger, where he specializes in pistols, but he also has a few perks. Let's see. I love how much he does pistol damage, and yes, he does more pistol damage than Rio, but Rio does additional damage other places. But he has powers like Phase Shield, which after he uses Phase Shift, he regenerates 20% of the regular rate. And then his Phase Shift also removes Affliction, Fatigue, Vulnerability, and Slow, which is all good. These are good things to have on your character. Also, increase maximum shield of 20%. So right there's 3 perks that have nothing to do with damage. They're all defensive perks. Where pretty much everything on Rio, or the vast majority, is about doing more damage. Whether that damage is with a pistol, or with a Teddy, or her seismic impact. She gets the power, but she gets no perks to put on top of that. And even her Phase Shift, which is usually a purely defensive ability, her perks towards that increase your weapon damage with the pistol. So I just love how much damage output Rio can do. and definitely I would recommend playing her if you have the opportunity. Ragnarok was pretty good. He brought in the seismic impact and has a bunch of perks towards that. He also has perks towards his anti-material charge, basically giving him 2 different punching attacks to do damage with, which makes him pretty good. But to me, he's kind of a step or 2 below Rio. Rio to me is just better. And once again, while her Teddy does not do as much damage as the Enforcer Teddy, it does last as long, and it still puts out a ton of damage, clearing out tons of husk, while you're also doing massive damage with your pistols. And then we get into some other ones here. I hope to level up and play. Shock Specialist uses phase shift to move rapidly in combat and drop powerful shock towers on enemies. Shock towers do a ton of damage really fast and then go away really fast. So they're nice. Let's see, duration. Oh, there we go. But it lasts for 3 seconds. So where the Teddy is going to last much, much longer. So I've kind of learned to enjoy the Teddy more. Other people love the shock tower. This is one I definitely need to test out. Trail Blaster controls battlefield using both shock tower and Teddy. So you put down the Teddy for the long stream of husk coming in, and then when you get a surge or a smasher, you throw down the shock tower to help take that down faster. Definitely looks like an amazing hero. Vanguard, phase shift across battlefield, delivering unexpected anti-material charges to enemies. Really fun, but I think now Rio kind of outdoes him. And Wild Fragment has been a okay hero. I played it on my other account, but I just enjoyed the Enforcer more. And then Pathfinder. To me, Pathfinder is only good if you want to go hunting for treasure chest. And you can use either the Pathfinder or the Recon Scout. To me, they have slightly different powers, but they're both about equal in finding treasure chest and such. But this is one hero, and I just don't have enough hero XP to do everything I want. Even if you never play the Recon Scout, it is really good to level her up to get this extra chance to find double loot. I think you can get it up to 6%. And then whenever you're using a character like AC Striker to go and gather materials, you put that in the support squad, the Recon Scout, and then you get a 6% boost of getting double loot, which will take him up, I believe, to 12% chance to double loot. So yeah, if you got the Recon Scout, great to have it for no other reason, just gathering with the AC Striker. Pathfinders, really my main use for Pathfinder is whenever I need to destroy things on my Storm Shield defense. She specializes in pickaxe, does tons of pickaxe damage, and if you can get 2 of them, you can slot a second one, and you will get even more increase to tool damage. And then you can go in and destroy whatever you need to in your Storm Shield defenses with the pickaxes. If you don't do big Storm Shield defenses and have to tear them down sometimes, then it's kind of pointless. Already addressed the Ranger. He is absolutely the best one in the game for doing pistol damage. And he does have phase shift to get around, and he does have the Teddy, even though he has no perks to add on to it. I have loved playing the Ranger on my earlier accounts, mainly when I had it with the Beetlejuice skin, and definitely a fun one to play. But I'm loving Rio more. And then Trail Blaster and Trail Blazer. Once again, using shock towers and teddies, much like the Trail Blaster. And I need to test out these two side by side to have a little fun with, and definitely tell me your opinions. As constructors, this time I'm kind of staying away from them. Previously, this is my third account, my other 2 accounts. On my first account, I pretty well went through the whole game using power-based knocks. He has the huge area effect of his constructor base 7 tiles out. He has recycling on his base to give you materials back, which is awesome. But he really doesn't have any offensive capabilities with his base. So that one, Nox is the best defensive as far as constructors with big builds. My favorite constructor is the heavy base Kyle, which is an event one and not currently available. This one only goes out 6 tiles, but he does a bunch of damage with electrical floors. All traps within his area of effect of constructor base go off 20% faster, which is a ton of extra damage. And then when you get 30 husks that die within that area of the constructor base, you get a huge Nova explosion that goes out 5 tiles. So yeah, if you're lucky enough to have heavy base Kyle, he is awesome. A few things to do with the constructors. I always level up one that has the pre-planning bonus, which right now is either the hot fixer or the demolitionist, just so when I do building and my storm shield defenses, I get this bonus. And once I get them up to 3 stars, that'll be a 10% bonus, just making everything cheaper to build in my home base. And here, demolitionist has become, if you're lucky enough to have it, it's an event one. This is one that's kind of dominating in high-end gameplay now, probably more so than any other hero, because they have an extended, explosive expert who corrals enemies with decoy before finishing them with a hail of missiles. She has an enhanced decoy, which husks cannot destroy. All the husks come towards it, and then if she's standing on any structures protected by her constructor base, she can just unload with her RPGs and grenades, and they will last much longer. Your weapon takes 60% less durability damage while on a base, and this is huge for RPGs and grenades. And at higher levels, people are taking 2 demolitionists into the game, and they will just keep chaining decoys back and forth to always have one up, while everybody else is just unleashing on that one small area. So yeah, if you got a demolitionist, and I will be using her in future storm shield defenses to show her off. I wanted to wait until we get up to elemental smasher waves coming in, where I think she'd be really good at showcasing. The current event, Vintage Tech, she looked really cool. She specializes with the Plasma Pulse, doing some huge damage, but as the name implies, her level 30 perk malfunctioned is malfunctioned. The Plasma Pulse now spawns 8 plasma balls that deal massive damage, but the husk hardly ever touch these plasma balls. They have to be very precise where they step on them, and usually doesn't happen. So this is the first time I've ever seen it where level 30 power basically makes the hero less powerful, because before the spawn of the 8 plasma balls, it worked much better. And then controller is a good one, once again specializing in the decoys. There is one, I don't have her, Sentinel controller, who specializes in both the decoy and the plasma pulse, and is absolutely great for doing tons of damage and being able to control the husk. I believe better so than the controller. Plasma specialist, once again specializing in plasma pulse. She is good, but most people only use her for the urban assault soldier and MGR, because they put her in the tactical bonus, and the frag grenades afflicts targets dealing 8% extra energy damage every half second for 3 seconds. So this is really good if you use your grenades all the time with your soldier. This is one of the absolutely best tactical bonuses you could have. And then if you're running any constructor and your main goal is to defend the objective, running power-based Nox in your tactical slot with structures attached to base regenerate 5% of their max health every 10 seconds. That actually helps out quite a bit over a period of time. And then finally, ninjas. To me, there's really only 3 main ninjas to talk about, which I believe are even better than the mythic Sword Master Ken, who is fun to play. But from the very beginning of the game, the Dragon Ninja has been one people absolutely love because he specializes in the Dragon Slash, and he gets a huge area effect. Basically, he can run up, spawn an encampment, and just slice right through the middle and take out pretty much every low hit point husk coming out of that thing. And it's just awesome. But it does take him a little bit longer to take out the high hit point husks like the Smashers. And that is the difference where they finally came out with the Harvester, who is an event one, where she does a ton of damage to heavy hit point husks. She is great using a scythe and basically taking out those Smashers much, much faster than the Dragon could. But the Dragon can take out a ton of enemies all at one time, low hit points. So there's a little give and take between these two. The other one I really like, this is an event one, actually go over here. Shuriken Master, Sarah, or Llama Head. This one specializes in throwing stars, and there is people who absolutely love this and love how much damage she does. I've never gotten that good with her, just don't enjoy the gameplay, but she has the best support perk, I believe, in the game. It says increase all ability damage by 10%. If you get to 3 stars, it's 20. And it's not ability damage. It's ability and gadget damage. So your turret is going to do 20% more damage. Your heals are going to do 20% more healing. So since I love playing, as I said before, I don't spend a lot of time shooting. I spend more time using my abilities, my gadgets, and building. All my abilities, like my Teddy and Shock Tower, and everything else, or if it's Constructor, Electric Floors, are going to do 20% more damage, which I need to get this guy up to 3 stars. He's currently only at 2 stars with 15. Alright, I took way too much time on that, but that is all my heroes. But this account, that is what I am kind of specializing in, showing off as many different heroes as possible. Going into weapons. Everybody loves weapons. And I got tons of these too. Once again, on my other no cash account, I had 5 legendaries and 6 epics, and now I got like 20 of each. So a huge difference from my no cash account. But on my no cash account, I was good because most of these weapons are useless to me. I probably won't ever use them. The only reason I haven't recycled them is because I do videos and I may want to show off the weapon or compare it to a new weapon that comes out. So that's why I keep all of these. I don't necessarily recommend it to you guys. There is tons of weapons here I would be getting rid of if I did not do videos. But I love, as I mentioned before, the double-barreled shotguns, and the Dragoon I think is the best one out there. I'm going to change up his perks eventually to max out 2 reload speeds and an impact. And let's see. Yeah, we'll keep it at that. And, sorry. But I love that. I leveled up the one-shot for my defenders. As you know from watching my videos, I'm using defenders a lot. And for me, the best defenders are the snipers. So I always have 3 of those slotted. And it seems like the snipers can detect, even though they can shoot out like 20 tiles with a one-shot, they only start shooting when the husks are about 6-7 tiles out. So that's where they start firing, and then this is going to be doing max damage. And I love the one-shot mainly because it has the piercing through multiple enemies perk. So it's going to do massive damage. I don't use heavy bullets a lot, so I usually have tons of extra. And then when I try to get the husk walking in through a tunnel, so they're all in a nice line, and then 3 defenders are just blasting that tunnel with piercing shots, killing everything. I've been holding off, and on these, as you can see, they're all 2-star, what I'm currently using. And as soon as I do Canny Valley, which will be probably later today, I'll start leveling them up. Dragoon, I want 3-starred. One-shot 3-starred. I'm holding off on RPG because we're supposed to have the event Bowler RPG coming out, and I want to see what the stats are on it before I throw too much schematic XP into something. Long arm, if you are running the Raider shotgun specialist, this is a good long-range shotgun, which there really is hardly any of. But if you're not running the Raider, then there's other better weapons to use, assault rifles. So, and then the Obliterator, if you're fortunate enough to get one of these in the event, mainly I use it to clear out buildings. It is also great for defenders because they can shoot through terrain, through walls, through player-built walls. You can put your defender in a box where they can't get hit from range attackers, and they can shoot through it. I'm not using it too much on my Storm Shield defenses just because I'm trying to teach people how to do it, and most people don't have obliterators. Also, one thing with defenders is that they can shoot the propane tanks. So I kind of try to keep it that I'm not shooting them that often. And I try to get out in front of the tunnel and take out the propane tanks before they get in there. Tiger Jaw is great for short-range shotgun. Not as short as the double barrel, which is only good for about 1 tile. The Tiger Jaw is good for 2 or 3 tiles, and it's basically a machine gun shotgun and just tons of damage. Definitely recommend it. The Founder Revolt is just an okay to below okay average pistol until you get it leveled up to get the bullet chain to one nearby target at level 25. Then everything you shoot and hit is going to do a ricochet to hit another husk right near it. And I really in the future want to get like 4 pistol defenders going at once, all using these, and just see how much fun we can have with all those ricochets going off. This, if I had top 5 favorite weapons in the game, number 1 would be double barrel shotgun. Probably number 2 or 3 would be the Deathstalker at Legendary and Night Lance at Epic. It is an assault rifle with a scope, and it is absolutely great for hitting those long range shots to take out lobbers, to hit propane tanks to set them off. And I really love just how this weapon functions, even more so than a sniper rifle. The only other one, let's see, basically I take whichever between it and the Super Shredder, because they're just so much easier to use. Even though the Super Shredder is supposedly a sniper rifle, but only has a range around 5,000, where almost every other sniper rifle is at 25,000. And let's see, what else we got? We got too many weapons here. Those are the main ones. I am going to be leveling up the Wraith. The Wraith, I think, might take the slot of the Night Lance, even though it doesn't have the sniper rifle. It's accurate enough and more powerful. So I think I'm going to be switching over to that. And then I got a bunch of other stuff. I know a lot of people love the Siegebreaker, but I really never enjoyed the spray and pray. It just fires too fast, too inaccurate. I like shooting one time and having a really good chance of killing any low-level husk with one shot, which that's what my double barrel does. That's what the Super Shredder does, and I just really enjoy that type of gameplay. But there's all the rest. As far as these, since I do occasionally play ninjas, I know what they're called. I did level up Stabworth the Third, just because I like weapon speed more than weapon damage. And then I will be leveling up the Fishhook when I play the Harvester, looking at the different scythes in the game and checking out other YouTubers who really get into ninja play. The fish hook is absolutely amazing. The neon scythe is faster, but the fish hook is a good balance between being fast and doing good damage. So when I run the harvester, I'll probably be using the fish hook. And then I did get the walloper, saving that for when I get Sid, the constructor who specializes in hammers, and I look forward to doing another video on him. Traps. I accidentally leveled up the ceiling gas trap to 3-star, which totally messed me up in doing tier 2 challenge the horde missions because I couldn't get materials for it. But since I got it to 3-star, I decided to take it all the way up. It is also the only one, get on that I've done any perks on. And basically this was at epic. I got enough flux to take it to legendary. When I did that, I completed a quest that gave me a bunch of re-perks and perk ups, and that's how I got this all done. Upping the crit ratings and crit damage. I believe, yeah, I think White Sushi put out a video about the best way to do damage on this is crit rating, crit damage, reload, and damage. I just ran out of re-perks, so I went with what I had. And then I will be doing the perk for effect duration. I will be changing that up so I can get 7 ticks out of the affliction instead of 6. And right now, it used to be in the game, the gas traps and the ceiling electric fields were about even as far as putting out damage, how useful they were, and everything else. But as soon as they came out with the dome shielders, the ceiling electric field really doesn't penetrate that to do damage. The gas trap fills up the area with gas, doing damage to everything in it, regardless if it has the shield or not. So now the gas traps are by far the best ceiling trap in the game. As you can see, I haven't even bothered to level these up at all. And then next is the wall launcher. To me, the wall launcher is the trap that indirectly does the most damage in the game, even though the trap does 0 damage. Because this one, if you set up your trap tunnels right, just keeps hitting the husk back into the other traps, like the gas trap. So they get hit 2, 3, 4 times by the exact same traps until they're either dead or luckily manage to sneak through the wall launcher. So definitely be leveling that up. I also put floor launchers around the base of the objectives just as that last ditch defense. And retractable floor spikes, those for damage, but actually the wooden floor spikes are the most important floor trap to me. But you don't have to level them up. You don't have to up the rarity. Actually, if you up the rarity, you increase the crafting materials. So I keep it at this rarity because this does hardly any damage. So increasing the damage on something that does hardly any damage is kind of a waste. And all I want out of this is the reduction of movement speed by 30%. And that's what it does, regardless of level. So most important traps to me. Number 1, wall launcher. Number 2, gas trap. Number 3, wooden floor spikes. Those are the must-haves. These 2 I will level up and put the perks to as soon as I have them. And this I'll leave as is. Then I do additional damage ones like the floor trap. And actually I love dynamos, but I just got epic ones. And the thing is, they keep getting new legendary traps in the weekly store each week. So I'm going to keep using these as they are at rare until the legendary ones show up. Then I'll just get them and change them out. All other traps I really am hardly using anymore. Freeze trap, it's an awesome, great trap, but I rather either slow them down 30% or do damage with retractable. Also, the damage, it doesn't do any damage, but anything frozen takes increased damage depending on what elemental type they are, the husk, and certain elemental type don't do any increased damage. I think nature takes no increased damage. So I like using traps that are going to do damage no matter what the husk is. Wall darts are great, but my trap tunnels are usually 1 tile wide, so the dynamos just work out better. People like using the wall lights to have a greater stagger effect than the dynamos do, but they don't do any damage. So it is a good trap. It's definitely something to use, mainly next to a wall or floor launcher, just to stun them, give your wall or floor launcher a better chance. But I just prefer the dynamos. And same thing with fire trap. It's dependent on elemental type, so I really don't use it that much. If you're going to use a healing, I prefer the cozy campfire over the heal pads because I'm using defenders, and the cozy campfire's great for healing them. And once again, taking way too long for all this. And if you're going through all this with me, that is awesome. Okay, defenders. Usually defenders are ignored and not used. I am using them, and I gotta say, they are working out great. As I said before, I love, and actually go back here. As you can see though, I haven't been giving them much love. I leveled up these first 6, and I need to get these up to 3-star. But since I'm using my hero XP on heroes, they're not getting the love they need. So I'll definitely be leveling up at least one of these to 3-star, if not 2, and it'll definitely be the sniper rifle guys. These you can put up out of the way, so hopefully they're not getting targeted by the range attackers, and they can take out all the husks coming in. If you have the obliterator, you can shoot through walls and terrain. If not, basically any sniper rifle is good. I like the one shot. Definitely go with a sniper rifle that has that longer range. And I should get a second sniper rifle just to change up the ammo. So I'm in later Storm Shield defenses, I'm not running out of ammo all the time. Shotgun specialists, you have to put them up close. So basically I run with 1 shotgun specialist to use as bait. Basically the husk, as they're coming into your objective, if they detect a defender close by, they will change their route to go to that defender. So basically that's what I'm using the shotgun specialist for changing the route of the husk, using them as bait and doing damage with their shotgun. Pistol specialist, kind of tough to use, kind of the same as the shotgun specialist, but once I get the revolt up to where it can do the chain, then we'll see how much more damage these guys can do. I'm not using the bruiser really at all. I did in Stonewood. Basically, once again, as bait to bring in the husk. Also, they got more health and heal faster, so they're kind of good for targeting for the range attackers, just to keep them busy while all the other defenders cut them down. And then you got your assault rifle guys, which great damage. It's just defenders can shoot out from further distance, so I like those a little better. And we're getting through this. We're almost done. What else? Schematics, heroes, survivors. Wow, huge difference. As I said, I put money into this account, but I put more money into my first account and got all the way into Twine Peaks, I think Storm Shield Defense 4, before I ever got my first mythic. This one I have put less money into, but as you can see, I already have 5 mythics. Let's go here. Lead survivors. I got a ton of legendaries. On my no cash account, I had I think I had 2 legendaries. No mythics, 2 legendaries, but was still able to complete the stuff without issue or problem. This is definitely overkill. Once again, don't recommend you put money in this game. Unless you got extra money to burn. And my survivor squad, how I got it set up is, and actually go back here, I wanted to keep these even, but the first mythic I put experience into was the tech one, and wow, that just made a huge difference. Also, to get your home base score up highest for using your survivor XP, definitely do the lead survivors first. And like here, I haven't put anything into these yet, but I have definitely got her up to 2 stars. because that is the fastest way to get your home base power up, is to put it into your lead survivors, whatever your highest rarity is. And then basically that's how I set it up. I mostly do ability damage in the game. On my no cash account, I was doing it solo with traps. So all these had increased trap durability. This time I'm using hardly any traps, but I'm using ability damage a lot more. So when I can, I am setting it up with the... First I get the personality match with the lead survivor, and then I get the increased ability damage if I can. But that is my current setup. I can't believe I got that many mythics. It's just kind of wrong. Also, I didn't use expeditions on my no cash account because I didn't have any heroes to spare. On this one, since I have tons of heroes to spare, I can actually run some of the expeditions. And really the only thing I care about in the expeditions are herbs and bacon. Everything else I have enough of with AC Striker. But I don't have enough bacon or herbs. So that is why I am running the expeditions. And I mainly focus on the expeditions with the toolboxes, because that's going to give you your trap materials. So there we go on that. And also people keep asking me, because I have my hero with his 3 defenders that can be any type. When I run Storm Shield defenses, where are you getting your other defenders? They're from here. These can be set up for only in the Storm Shield defenses. And if you want to know where to get them, just click on it. And it shows you right here. After I finish Storm Shield defense number 7, I will be able to get these 3 more defenders for Storm Shield 8, 9, and 10. And the reason I have so many skill points is because I have been doing a ton of Challenge the Horde solo to get all these up before going into tier 3, which has given me a ton of extra skill points. It used to be you didn't have enough skill points to finish up the trees. Now you have way too much. Basically enough to get everything you need. I just skipped the ones I didn't need because now I can go up because I finished Launch the Rocket. And now we can go in here, and total I can spend 100 here, and I already have 61. That's just kind of wrong, because I am going to get so much more powerful. Here I can get 1,000 more carrying capacity of lumber, brick, and metal. What I care about priority here is survivors. So survivor there, survivor there. This gives me a Storm Shield. So yeah, this will give me a nerd defender with the assault rifle for Canny Valley, which is actually a big deal. Gunslinger, Canny Valley Storm Shield. So right there I'll have 2 additional defenders. I'm going to go ahead and grab that. We got a ton to spare. Grab some more materials. Grab a survivor, which will help me get my home base score up. And I want to get the assault rifle guy. And then we'll hold up, go to the next chain. I want to get this one here. Ooh, and on me, I love the turret. The turret does massive damage. Increases how long the hover turret stays active by 10 seconds. That is a must-have for me. And I'm going to be working towards this one, which will give me another turret. That is huge. So we'll see if I may get there. And actually, I kind of messed up before when I was talking about it. You got 100 things you can spend on here, but each of those things costs 3 skill points. So I had 61, so I'm going to have 20 things I can open up now. What do we got here? Research point generation for the other skill tree, which we'll get to. Very important. Let's go ahead and running out of these fast. So let's get my survivor. And then up here, another survivor. And now we are down to 5 I can get. So I can spend 3 to get that survivor. I can spend 2 to get that one. Over here, I mean, pickaxe damage is always nice, but yeah, not worried about it here. 2 to that one. And here I have to get that one, that's 3. So let's get one of these 2 first. And we got that one. Ooh, I can't get over to that. 1, 2, 3. So we can get this guy. Alright. So we're down to 1 skill point. So we picked up 2 defenders that I can use in the Storm Shield, the Pistolier and the Assault Rifle guy. We picked up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 new survivors, which is going to put me way up. And the thing is, I love doing missions way under level because you can. It's easy. It's if you know how to play and use your abilities. This is going to put me up a ways. So basically, 1 in his, 1 in his, 1 in his. Yep. So I'll be coming in and putting all that. I don't think I have much Survivor XP to spend. And we have gone through pretty much everything. The skills here on this skill tree, I'm up here. And basically all I'm doing, starting in the middle, work the shortest path possible to get my Survivor. And I do it in tech first, since I do a ton of ability damage. Then I do it in offense, trying to get to him. And then I'll do the same thing in resistance. And let's see here. Which shortest path should be that way. And then the same thing over here for health. And then I'll finish out the tech, finish out offense, finish off resistance, and finish off health. So that is that skill tree. As you saw here, I went to it earlier. They made Challenge the Horde so much easier this time. Last time, the #1 priority was building up your home base because it was guaranteed the Husks were going to get to your home base. This time, I have no problem stopping the Husks from getting to my home base. So I just focus on trap tunnels and trap materials. So I just worry about the bottom half. I might come back and grab these later, so we'll see. But here, all I'm going to do is get trap materials, weapons, brick, trap materials. And also remember, your weapon materials are also materials you can use for your traps. And some of your trap materials you can use for your weapons. So you kind of want to go for both of those. And have we covered everything? We have gone through this. I got collection book. Basically anything gray, green, or blue that I have extra of, I throw into the collection book. I'm up to 43. And you do, in the beginning, get quite a bit of skill points from this, which helps quite a bit in opening up those survivor slots. So that's why I throw those in. Plus, the gray, greens, and blues aren't really going to give you that much recycling and retiring. And I think we're all good. So ask me all the questions you got. Look forward to hearing from you. And let me know what heroes you want to see in the future being played on the Storm Shield defenses. Take care and have an amazing day.